It's affected relationships with friends. I have to be honest, and it's just like, I feel bad. I just can't explain it. Or just not show up for someone the day before or 2 days before. I could just never do that. Like, I literally said to Ethan, like, I'm scared to be alone. I'm scared. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I hope you guys are doing really well. If you guys are new to this channel, my name is Patricia. Make sure to hit the subscribe button and join my journey. But if you guys are a returning viewer, then welcome back. So before I start this video, I just want to say I'm so sorry. I have been away for so long. I think it's been over a month since I've uploaded a video. A lot has happened, a lot is going on, and I put up a Q&A question thingy bobby like months ago, and I had never ever done the video. And I do have the questions. I think half of the people that sent me questions, you're probably not even going to remember what you sent me, but it doesn't matter. I still have them saved. I still feel like they're worth answering, so I'm going to be answering them today. But yeah, hopefully in some of these questions I'll be able to answer reasons why I've been so away and so distant. I know this technically not really an excuse, because you know, we always dedicate ourselves to what we want, but sometimes in life we do need to just step back even from the things we really enjoy, because yeah, we just need to do it for various of reasons. So yeah, baby girl is now sleeping. I really hope I can get through this before she wakes up, because she is quite, sometimes she has really long naps, but sometimes she will wake up every like 20 minutes. So I'm just hoping I get this through. So let's start this before she wakes up. So the first question is, how are you? I really have to definitely say thank you so much for these people who asked me this question. A few people actually asked me this question. It was really nice just to get, you know, a how are you? It was really nice. But I've been all right. If you have been following me, I have lost my granddad literally a week ago, probably longer once this video is uploaded, but I lost, so it's my mum's dad passed away. He was quite old. We were kind of expecting it, but we was always on a loop. We never knew when it was actually going to happen. Regardless, it's still a shock. It was still overwhelming, especially seeing my mum going through all of that. Was really hard. And also my dad's health is deteriorating by the day. I don't even really know where to start from with my dad. Since he has the collapsed lung back in September or October, he has just never gotten better. He's constantly in hospital. Sometimes he stays, sometimes he doesn't. He's constantly like in pain or uncomfortable. He now suffers with ulcers in his legs, which are super painful. They literally look like burnt, like when you're burnt, the wound, it literally looks like that. He has nurses that come to the house to literally cure him twice, 3 times a week. He's literally got social care on him now, so they come and see the house, they're adapting the house to him. He's most probably going to get a hospital bed at home. So all of these stuff is just happening so fast. We are actually in the process of hopefully being able to take him to Portugal over there. He's on oxygen 24/7 now, so we don't really know if they will allow him to go. But what's bad is not even his lungs. Obviously his lungs are his lungs, they're never going to get better. But what the doctors are really worried and concerned with is his heart. They say it's very weak and very fragile. So yeah, it would just be really sad if he can't travel anymore to Portugal. He's got all his family out there. He's got one sister here, but everyone else is there. His mum is there, and it's just his home, innit? So a lot of stuff have been going on. A lot of emotions have been going on. I personally been dealing with my own little things on the side as well. So a lot has been going on, but overall I feel okay. Regardless of all of this happening, we always need to think about the blessings we also have in life, and that we're breathing is the biggest one. So thank you so much for asking, but I'm doing well-ish. Next question that was asked me is, when did you realize you needed to seek help? I was gathering that this question meant about my previous video where I said that I obviously was not dealing well mentally and emotionally after giving birth to Leticia, but I do believe this did start already last year, summer, after having Santiago. I just didn't realize, but now looking back and speaking to the doctor, I've realized that it doesn't just come from this labor, it comes from my previous labor as well. The reason why I realized that I needed help was because I was constantly crying and sad every day after having Leticia. Like it was really weird. I was like so blessed to have this. I was so happy, but I was constantly crying. I was constantly in my head just keep thinking like, oh my God, you're a terrible mom. How come you didn't do this? Like I was feeling guilty even when I was doing the good stuff. It was really, really strange. Like my emotions were everywhere. Like anything would make me cry. Anything would make me irritated. Everything would just be like, why didn't I do this? Like blaming myself for things. And yeah, it was just really, really a lot, to a point where I was like, I literally said to Eva, like, I'm scared to be alone. I'm scared to I don't know. I don't really want to talk about it much because it will get me upset, but I did realize that I needed help because of that. It was just not me. It was not my personality. Even though I am quite, like people would say, a poker face, I can be very happy but not show it. I can be very sad and not show it as well. So it's a mix of emotions. I am a sort of person that I'm really, really happy, but and then I can flip to really, really bothered and you know, and that's just me. That's my personality. But this was different. This was my thoughts. Like I would constantly go bed, not be able to sleep, and just think negatively about me. And it was uncontrollable. Like it's not something that you go to bed and you're like, let me think about. No, I was in bed and my head was just telling me certain things like, why didn't you do this? You know, it was a terrible, like you had 5 minutes, why didn't you do, like that's what my head would constantly tell me. And by the time I realized it was 3 a.m. in the morning and I still hadn't slept, it was like super, 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 super bad. And yeah, that's when I realized. But I definitely can say, talking about that now, I did seek help. I'm still waiting for them to send me an appointment, which is, honestly, I am in complete shock. I can't believe that a system is so slow. This is why terrible stuff happen. But yeah, I'm still waiting. I still haven't heard anything. And yeah, we're basically like this on a loop. But yeah, I've been doing bits, like I've been forcing myself to be away from the children for at least once a day, just for myself. I've been trying to, like, you know, because I had this thing of always having to control everything, so I had to do everything for the kids. So now I've just started to let go and allowed, you know, just been okay with even doing it and not feeling guilty that I'm not doing it. And yeah, so it's just little things. I've been taking care of myself more as well, just little bits like that. But then obviously a lot of every day is different. There's days that I wake up and I'm like, yes, like I can do it today. Today will be okay, to be a great day. And in 2 seconds, my mind will just flip and change. So yeah, it's just a reality, and I guess I just take day by day. But the fact that, you know, everyone around me knows how I'm feeling, and they are so supportive and they're so understanding as well, because I do have moments where I just burst and say things and do things, and even I'm like, why am I doing this, or why am I saying this? And then I feel bad. But the people around me have just been so amazing and so understanding, and I'm so blessed with that. And I'm so blessed with the husband I have, because he has a lot of patience for me. But yeah, that's what made me realize and actually go and get help. Another question is, has a lot changed? I'm gathering this is about 2 babies. Has a lot changed? Obviously, a child changes your life regardless. And I'm not gonna come with just saying all negative stuff, because I hate the fact that, oh, you lose your freedom, you lose this, you lose that. But do you know how much you gain? Like, people are not aware of what you gain when you become a parent. Like, people just think straight away so negatively, like, you're gonna lose this, you're gonna lose that, you're not gonna have time for yourself. But guess what? You actually don't care, because you want to give your time to your child. Like, that is everything for you. I can't explain it. Like, I feel like you have to go through it to know. But it's not just negative stuff. The positive overrule the negatives of having a child. And obviously your life changes. My life changed with Santiago, and now it's even changed more with Leticia. It takes 10 times the work to leave the house. A lot of the times I can't just be like, oh, I have to go to the shops, because I'll have to carry 2 babies. And I don't have a double buggy. But I did buy the connectors for the yo-yo buggies, so stay tuned to my TikTok, because I will be showing you guys a review on that. Hopefully they work. But yeah, of course a lot has changed, you know. I've got less time, even more for myself. But then things have changed for negatively, but a lot of stuff positively. Like with Leticia, it's different to Santiago. With Santiago, I felt the need to constantly, oh my god, he's crying, and it's constantly. With Leticia, I'm like, no, hold up, you're okay, you're just crying because you might be a bit uncomfortable or whatever. So the urge is very different. As a mom, you feel like you know more what you're doing, and you trust your instinct much more of your second child. I can definitely say that. Like I know exactly, like, no, she's hungry, no, she's tired. Like I know straight away. With Santiago, it was a bit more like I felt bad. I was like, oh my god, he's still crying, like there must be something wrong. And now you realize that really and truly most of the time it's nothing wrong, they're just uncomfortable, they're just tired, or they're just hungry. So I think those things are different, and obviously the time that I have for both of them has changed for sure. Like with Santiago, it was all him, and now I need to kind of divide. I love the fact that he actually goes to nursery, because I get that time with Leticia that Santiago got, and it's so important to have with your babies when they're newborns. So I'm really happy with that. She is starting nursery same time as Santiago, so roughly their bring ups has kind of been the same but kind of different. But yeah, of course things have changed, but not only bad things, like such amazing stuff have changed. Like my heart has grown 10 times. I never thought in my life that I could love another child like I loved Santiago, and oh my, did my heart just grow 10,000 times more for these two little humans. Like moms out there that are pregnant and are worried with your bond with your second child, trust me, your heart just grows, your love just grows. I can't explain it, but it does, so don't worry. But yeah, it's all for me, it's changed for the better. Even though yes, I get less time or whatever, it's all changed for the better. I just love seeing them growing up together. I just love it. The next question is, what's the hardest about having two babies? I would definitely say the hardest thing about having two babies as a mom is feeling guilty that you don't spend enough time with either one. I think that's a big thing, and I don't focus on it so much now, but I do think once Leticia starts going to nursery, I feel like I will try to have some afternoons or whatever where, you know, I spend time one in each and then spend time together. I feel like it's so important, but I don't know, I'll see how things go, because obviously with work I need to see if it fits around having two kids. If I have to go part-time, a lot of things can change. I don't want to go part-time. I love working, I always have loved working, but obviously family comes first and my kids come first as well, so I do, and my mental health, so I need to see what fits well. But yeah, I'll definitely say that. And another thing that's changed a lot is when you leave the house. Like that is so hard. Like I need to think double on everything. The only good thing is now I don't have to stress about Santiago's milk, because he's like eating and whatever, and I'm that sort of person that he eats what we eat. I don't stress about things like that, because I feel like the more you stress about food, the more picky they become, the more everything. I just want to just enjoy the process of being a mom and not be so focused on so much that's on social media. Like they just put so much pressure on mums and doing this and cooking that. Just calm down, take a deep breath. You're doing amazing, your baby's healthy, your baby's doing well. That's what matters. Like let's all just calm down, because I just feel like when I go on TikTok and everything, I just see so much like baby-led foods and all these things and all these nutritions and all these, I'm just like, oh my goodness, like how do people keep up with so much? I've just never put myself in that pressure. I just cook what he likes, cook what he enjoys. And then when I cook for me and Eva don't eat with salt anyway. We're not people that really like salt. We never have, we don't cook with it. So I just cook whatever we cook for him, and he loves it. Sometimes he doesn't, sometimes he throws it, sometimes he does. Sometimes I do cook separate stuff, because sometimes me and Eva just have a quick like sandwich or whatever, and I don't want to keep giving that to him. It really depends on the day, but I definitely don't stress myself out about that. So I've just literally come out of topic. Like, it literally came out of the question, but definitely the hard things is those two. It's the time you spend, feeling guilty you don't spend enough time, and leaving the house. Oh, the process is a lot. The next question is, how has two babies affected your relationship? I'm gathering obviously this means my marriage. I'm gonna be honest, actually pretty much not a lot has changed. I mean, going from 1 to 2 is basically still having to give a lot of time, but because I'm on maternity leave, Evan's working the most right now, so I don't think it's changed. Obviously financially we've been a bit more tight because I'm on maternity leave, and hopefully once I go back to work it won't be so tight. It'll still be, but not as much. But I think it's just more sometimes I don't really know. I don't think much has, like, it hasn't really affected it in the negative way. I think me and Eva, and just, as I said, we've just grown even more in love with our babies and our children. I do say that obviously having date nights, things like that with two babies is hard, because I can't just leave the two babies and just give them to my mum without anyone else helping my mum. It's just so hard. I think for the whole day, like, I do it from when Santiago comes from nursery. Like, I've been doing it last week and this week from like 2 or 4 o'clock that he gets home until he goes to sleep. It's so intense. So I can't imagine a whole day. So obviously my mum's very lucky, because then she has my sister. My sister helps with the kids if I drop them there. And my mother-in-law also has my father-in-law that he's now retired, so he helps her. But apart from that, it's hard. We always need to be like, think in that sense of like, oh, if we want to go and do this, like, we're planning to do a whole Saturday, just me and him. But then I'm like, then we have to think, you know, if I leave the babies with my mum Friday, I have to see that she needs someone there with her until my sister comes from work, like things like that. But I wouldn't say necessarily it's affected our relationship that bad. But I will definitely say one thing that is affected, but I think individually, I think it's affected relationships with friends. I have to be honest, and I have to be 100% honest, but it definitely has affected individuals. So like him with his friends and me with my friends. I think it definitely has affected it, because once you have kids, you see life very differently. And people can be like, oh, whatever. Trust me, you see life differently. You think of people around you very differently. You're more cautious, you're more aware. Because you have these babies, you're bringing up these babies, all you want is good energy and good vibe. This is me anyway. But yeah, I don't want to go too deep into it, but it's definitely affected our friendship, which is really, really a shame, because it's really, really sad. Like, the people that you thought were going to be around your baby, that you were like, they were one of the first people you told when you were expected, are no longer around, is actually really sad. And it's something that I think about every day, and it gets me very emotional, because you know, even though, you know, I'm a strong believer that God will bring and take people that you need and don't need, but it's still sad, and it still takes a while to accept. But we just keep moving, and you just believe that better days will come and better people will come into your life. But it is sad. I see it. Even there's actually a person who doesn't get affected by it much, or he doesn't show it, but I do, because I'm just a social person. I like being around people. I like, even like with my photos that I did when I was pregnant and stuff, I always involved friends. And because I don't know, I just love creating those little sort of memories with friends and stuff. But to see that sometimes they leave and they're not there no longer is very sad. But again, I don't want to go into that, because I'll start getting emotional, and I don't want to get emotional. So let's just go to the next question. So the next question is, how's your dad? I've just explained, also thank you so much for asking. I've just explained my dad's situation. He's not doing the greatest, bless him, but he's also been very hard work, especially for my sister and my mom. Like, I can say that obviously I go there, I try my hardest to spend as much time as possible with my dad. The truth is, his heart is very, very weak. We never know. It's like the doctors say, we can't say to you he's going to live a month, a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. He can live 10, 20 years. Like, they don't know. But obviously when your heart is weak, your organs start getting weak and things like that. So I don't like thinking about it again. I don't want to think about it. But losing my granddad just gave me that feeling of, oh my gosh, like one day this can be my dad. And I know, like, it's silly, and I know that anyone can pass away before him, because we never know the day of tomorrow. But like, seeing my mom go through that, I just don't know how I will cope. But again, I don't want to talk about it, but it's just to say, yeah, my dad is never going to get better. It's like the doctors say, there's not much else they can do for him. Obviously they give him medication and whatever, but it's just about making him comfortable, making that every day he lives very comfortable as much as we can. But like I said, for my mum and my sister, it's hitting hard. Obviously they live with him, so I can't even compare. Like, I go there, I help my mum, I do shopping with my mum, I do this, I do that. I try and help as much as I can, and trust me, is it hard? Like, people might think, oh, you know, you're the daughter, you have to do that. And it's true, like, as daughters and stuff, we do these things. We want to be there for our parents and things like that. But it is very hard for me. I've got 2 kids and the whole process, and I feel bad sometimes, because sometimes I'm like, going to bed super late with my kids on the weekend and stuff, but then I feel bad because I'm not helping, because I know my sister is going through a lot, I know my mum is going through a lot, like my dad needs constant care. Like it's so hard, like even the going on holidays, like obviously I have my family and I want to go on family holidays and create memories, but then I feel so bad because maybe my mum and Chris can't go, and it's just like I feel bad. I just can't explain it. It's just a lot. Like I didn't want to talk about this because I knew this was going to happen. I'm a very emotional cry baby girl, so I just hate talking about these subjects. But yeah, it gets a lot, and I feel like a lot of people just see sometimes the fun, happy side of me, but deep inside, my thoughts are more than that. And even though it might not seem it, I try my hardest to make life much easier for my mom and my sister, even though I don't live with them. But yeah, it's really hard because obviously I've created my own family, and obviously I want to spend time with them. I want to create memories with them. I want to do these things. I want to have a Sunday family day. Like I want to do those stuff, but I also don't want to regret not spending time with my dad or not helping my mom, or you know, because Chris lives with my dad doesn't mean she has to do all the work herself. So it's just I don't know, it's just very hard. But it's like I said, we take day by day and hopefully things get better. And it's just, I don't know, I just feel really bad for my sister. Like I'm a person that always thinks about other people before me all the time, and maybe that's why sometimes I stay so quiet and sharp about a lot of stuff. Like people can do certain stuff to me sometimes and I don't say anything. I just sit back and watch and let it be done, or I just don't like, I'm the sort of person, I don't like giving an opinion if you haven't asked for my opinion. If you ask for my opinion, I'm going to tell you my opinion whether you like it or not. But if you haven't asked my opinion, I'll just keep it to myself, or I'll speak to Ethan about it and give him my opinion and say to him, you know, this happened to me today, this is how I feel about it. But I'm not a person too, so when I do say something, or when I do say something, everyone just finds it so rude and so upsetting, and I'm like, all I'm saying is how I feel. Do you know what? I can't explain it, but that's why sometimes I am the way that I am, because people can't accept criticism. Like people can't accept other people's opinions. Like if you come and say to me like, oh, I think it's meant to be done this way, I just be like, oh, okay, that's fine. I wouldn't think you're a horrible person because you're saying the way you feel and the way, I wouldn't say that. I would just say, okay, that's fine, yeah, that's okay, and just move on. But yeah, I don't know, it's just a lot. But yeah, my dad is not getting any better, let's just put it that way. Next question, biggest tip as a mom of two: always plan ahead. My biggest tip, plan for tomorrow morning, plan for the next day. Like I always leave Santiago's clothes for nursery sorted, his bag sorted, everything done. If we're going on the weekend, if I know that tomorrow we're doing something on the weekend, or we're going to, I literally prep everything the night before. Try and do everything the night before. Trust me, don't leave things for the mornings. Like it just, that's my biggest tip, is that always plan in advance when it gets to like the things you have to do and things like that. That is definitely my biggest tip with two babies. And I'd probably say another tip is just take day by day. Don't stress yourself out. Take day. I need to hear that myself. I need to hear that tip, because sometimes I don't know when to tell myself, relax. Just take day by day. If you can't do something today, it's fine. It's not the end of the world. Your kids come first. This is the age, until they understand, this is the age that they come first. This is the age that your life does slow down a little bit to put them first, and that is okay. But also don't forget to think about yourself. I know, like I said, it's easier said than done, but yeah, but 100% tip is always plan things ahead for your babies. It makes life so much easier with a mom, being a mom of two. The next question is, how do you deal with people's opinions on bringing up your babies? Not good. Not, I mean, I don't mind people give it hit again. I'm the sort of mom, like, I don't know what other people, if people ask me, oh, like, oh my God, I'm struggling with night feeds, or I'm struggling with this. If you're asking for my opinion, I'm going to give it to you. But if you don't ask for my opinion, why should I give it to you? If you're telling me, oh, I do this with my baby, that's fine. Who am I to say to you, but why are you doing that? Or who am I? I'm nobody. I'm learning just the same as you. And if you're a person, because we get this a lot, oh, trust me, in Portugal you get a lot of, oh, I brought up I don't know how many kids telling me, yeah, you brought them up 20 years ago. 20 years ago. You had your way of doing your things, I have the way of doing my things. I get it a lot, I'm not going to lie. And it gets to a point where it's frustrating because these people are the people that make you feel like a bad mum. It's people that don't even give an opinion. They're just like, but I think you should this, but you should do that. And then you're telling them, no, I don't want to do it that way. And they're like, oh, but that's how we used to do it. Like, okay. But I'm telling you, I don't want it that way. Even if it's wrong, it's the way I want to do it. So I don't mind you giving me an opinion when I ask you for it. And if it's coming from a nice place, you can tell if it's coming from a nice place. Trust me, as a mom, you know exactly what is an opinion coming from a good place and what an opinion becomes a criticism. Trust me, and not even a criticism, but like making you feel bad on purpose. You will know the difference. Believe me, you will. So I do deal with them okay. It's just like I said, if I didn't ask for your opinion, please don't just give it for no reason. Okay? That's just what I think and believe. Next question is, were you happy with Santi's first birthday? This is how old these questions are, you know. Gee. I was really happy. It turned out really beautiful. It turned out really special. I don't think any mum, until they actually live through it, know. Well, for me, it was so special. Especially the first year of having Santiago. I was also pregnant of Letty. And even though it didn't seem, I was going and struggling a lot, like emotionally. I was struggling a lot emotionally. So having people around me that day that stopped doing whatever they were doing and put Santiago first melted me. Like, I can't explain how grateful I am for people to have come, or people that stopped and helped me, for people that were just there. Like, it meant the absolute world to me, because let's be honest, Santiago's not going to remember his first birthday. Doesn't really matter if you sit down and play with him when he was 1. He's not going to remember that. He's not. But guess who will? Me and Ivan will 100% remember everyone that wished our son happy birthday, everyone that took their time to come, everyone that was there. We will never, and I repeat, we will never forget, regardless. And yeah, we just won't. So if you didn't say happy birthday, well, we will never forget that either. But then I'm that sort of person that I'm just like, do you know what? Who was there was the people that were meant to be. And that's it. The rest is unsaid. But yeah, it did turn out amazingly. I did get dropped down from Santiago's decorations, but me and my sister, we rocked it and we done an amazing job. Yeah, I got let down literally 2 days before Santiago's birthday. It was stressful. I was really overwhelmed. I was really upset. I was really distraught, because you have an image, you know, of your son's birthday. You have an image of who's going to be around you. You have an image of who's going to be in the pictures. You have an image of how it's going to look. And 2 days before that, being told, you know, well, I can't do it, is just, it's horrible. It was really horrible. I would never in my life do that to anyone. Like, if I have something and I know it's special and I know you need it for that day and I know you need it. Like, I used to do cakes before. I used to decorate them. I used to make them for people. Most of the time give it as gifts. I never really got profit from it, I'm going to be honest. Like, making a cake would cost me up to nearly sometimes 100 quid, believe it or not. And sometimes I would ask people for 20, 30 pounds. I'm not even joking. But anyway, moving forward, and I would never just not show up for someone the day before or 2 days before. I could just never do that. I just, in my mind, I'm just like, where can people think that that is okay? So that definitely went down the drain. We also had these biscuit things we wanted to do, me and my sister, but obviously because of the decorations and everything, because everything was so last minute, we had to do so much on our own. We then obviously had to like cancel that and not do it. But I have to be very thankful for my sister, my mother-in-law that done Santiago's cake, my godmother that was here helping us, bless her cotton socks, my sister. But apart from that, it all turned out really amazing, and I will always keep that in memory. It was such a beautiful day. It was so nice. And yeah, just thank you everyone that done part of it. It was super special. The next question is it different having a girl and a boy? Not right now. It's the same, really and truly. Obviously, they different babies. They're different. They do things differently. But to be fair, nothing really much is different in between. None of them. It's just sometimes the clothes they wear. Obviously there's much more nicer and fun clothes for girls than there is for boys, much more choices. But apart from that, I wouldn't say it's much different, really and truly. It's really the same. The next question is, do you plan to go back to working out? Oh my gosh. Yes, I really want to go back to working out. I've done like 2 workouts in the past 3 weeks. But I really do. But Letty has such short naps. Like, I'm not even joking with you guys. The only time she naps really well is like when I'm at my mum's house. And obviously I'm not working out when I'm over there. I'm just like, why? Why do you have such great naps here? And at home, 20 minutes, 20, 40 minutes, 15 minutes. It's so frustrating, and I really want to get, so I'm trying to do 10-minute workouts and hopefully build that once you start having longer naps. But soon I'm going to go back to work and life is going to get even more stressful. So I don't know, but I really do plan, because I feel amazing when I work out. Before, I wasn't like a psycho working out, like going to the gym 3 times a day or whatever, but I was like going to the gym 3 to 4 times a day, 3 to 4 times a week a day. Gosh, calm down. And if I wasn't, I was doing stuff at home. I've done challenges before. I've done things like that, and I used to feel so good. I was never like with how my body looked, but I think we never are we? We're never happy. I was literally saying this to Eva, no matter what, we're never happy with how we look anyway. But it just made me feel good, so I would really love to go back to it. But fingers crossed I can work on this routine better with this child, and I get to put in some workouts before I go to work. But holidays are coming now, so I don't know if that's even gonna work. Next question, what have you done to accept your body after pregnancy? You seem confident. I'm confident. I think every mum is confident with what their body has done. It's not about being confident. Like, I don't give a fuck if people look at me and think like, oh, look what she looks. I'm like, okay, I don't care about that. It's the fact that I was a person who loved getting dressed. I loved getting ready. And the fact that now it takes me so long and I'm never happy with how it looks is what upsets me. But then I go back, like, I never felt so confident but unhappy with my body. Does that even that doesn't make sense, does it? It doesn't make sense in someone's mind, but that's how I feel. But I'm not doing much for it. I just try to keep reminding myself that it takes a long time for your body to go back. Your body's not, I've literally had 2 back-to-back pregnancies. This is a lot. Like, having 1 baby, can you imagine after 1 baby how much your body changes? Can you imagine 2 back to back? Like, the fact that I still try and look good every day is beyond me, because sometimes I just feel like looking like shit. I don't care. But thank you so much for saying I look confident. It's amazing. But I just try to be real as well. Like, if I have a flab, I have a flab. I have a mummy tum, I have a mummy tum. It is what it is. I can't hide that. So why am I going to pretend I can? You know what I'm saying? It makes no sense. And you just, at the end of the day, you just have to be confident. You've got no other choice. You need to embrace it. Like, you know, I had 2 kids. Not a lot of people could say, you know, I had 2 kids 11 months apart and is here smiling. Like, a lot of people, I just can't explain it. And then again, we need to think a lot of people will wish to be in our place. So we just have to be very fortunate. And you know what? I got stretch marks. What can I do? It's just the way life goes. And that's just how I try to think. Like, every time, I'm like, and what? And what? Look what you created. And what? Look at that. And what? That child's talking now. And what? That child's crawling. Like, you have created all this. I can hear baby girl. She's slowly waking up. So let's try and finish this. Let's get another question before I go and get her. Hopefully she won't start crazy crying. Another question is, how do you keep everything balanced? I don't know. I don't know how I keep everything at balance. It's just the way life is, really. I just have to. You've got no really choice. Like, you've got to do things. And right now I'm on maternity, so I have extra time to clean and stuff. I really don't know how I'm going to do it when I go back to work. That we will leave there. But yeah, just like I said, I try to plan ahead. I always do a to-do list, and if I don't complete it, I don't complete it. I put the realistic ones on top, and then the ones that I think I'm not going to have time for, I put them at the bottom so I don't feel bad, and I know those ones are going to be harder to complete. But yeah, last question, because then I have to go and get her. How has 2 babies? Oh no, I've done that one. Oh, I've done all of them. I've done all of them. So yeah, guys, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I need to go and get baby girl because she's screaming. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Make sure you follow my journey, and yeah, I'll be doing more of these Q&As. There was more questions, but I need to go and get baby girl, and this video is already too long. So yeah, thank you guys all so much. See you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.